Hello everyone, welcome to another Palworld survival guide. We're doing some beginner little starter tips for those who are just getting into the game for the first time or maybe even the second time. These little tips are basically just kind of help perhaps make you aware of certain features in the game that you might not immediately be aware of. That might help make the game a little bit easier for you, or at the very least not miss out on anything. So the first is dodging. I wasn't even aware that you could dodge, but you can dodge. You just got to press, at least on the keyboard here, the control key, and that'll have you dodge. So very helpful when you are out there and trying to capture something and it's like shooting like ranged attacks at you. Just do a quick little dodge to get out of the way. And in most cases, it won't hit you. It obviously has like a very big radius. So dodge, get good at it, I guess. The second is about pals and whether they die or not, because you might be out there in the world and you're taking on some thugs or an aggressive pal, and one of your pals might be close to dying, and you might be concerned, like, do I need to pull this back? Do I let it just go to the very end? What happens? And the good news is that pals, at least in your party, don't die when you're out there. You can call them back. You can just do a quick little do your thing, and then you can call them back. And then when you go back to your base, if they're knocked out, they'll get knocked out. Basically, they don't die. If their health drops to 0, they just go unconscious. And then you just come back to your little pal deck over here, and you can put them in, and they will recover. This is the one that I had out recently. He's finally recovered, so we're going to put him in here. He's back in the fold, as you will. But if they're like wounded or they're unconscious, you literally just put them right in to your pal deck here, and it depending on I think maybe their level or something, or how low on health they are, whatever, it'll take a certain amount of time. You'll see a timer on it, and once that timer's done, then they're healed up and ready to be pulled back out. So that's kind of how that works. Oh, our little friend over here is hanging out in the hot spring, and there's he's sleeping in the hot spring. Well, you do what you gotta do, I guess. He's so happy in there. So you don't have to worry about your pals dying out there in the field. Now, that said, I think there is a chance that if you're up against some thugs or something, they can potentially steal your pals if you yourself die, because you're not there to claim your bag or whatever. So if that's the case, you can go to the village, the little settlement village. I'm going to bring up my map here, which is right here, the small settlement. This is the starting area right here if you need a little bit of direction. And there's a pal merchant there who says you can buy your stolen pals back from him. I haven't had that happen to me yet, but if you do run into that problem, you can go to him, and in theory you can buy your pal back. So I guess there's that. Now, it took me forever to realize this, and maybe it's just because I'm just a silly person. It didn't click for me. But you can, when you call out your guy here, if you want to bring it back into the ball, you throw it by pressing the E key. E is in every day, I guess. I don't know. And then you literally just press the same key again to bring them back. I didn't realize that, so oops. Now, a little additional tip, I guess, on top of that is if you throw this ball when you're close to one of these guys, we'll just go right there, he'll automatically aggro on it, and he'll start. I forgot he had the attack. Goodness gracious. He'll start going for him. So if you're looking to if you don't want to aggro a pal by hitting it with a bow, or just running up to it and hitting it with a club, you just got to get up close enough and then press E, preferably when you're hover over your little throw ticker here, your crosshairs on the pal itself, and then if you're close enough, your pal will just automatically go aggro on it and just go fight it. So that could potentially save you a little bit of time. Bring him back. If you're looking to just kind of eat a bunch of pals and get some of their dropped ingredients, resources. So that's a little tip on top of a tip, I suppose. So, one other kind of thing is now and then you might encounter a pal that you want to tame, but the level might be a little bit too high for you or your party. One thing you can do, and it's going to be very much down to how fast you are, but one thing you can do is you can actually try to kite them back to your base. And again, this depends on how far you are from your base, obviously. But you can try and kite them back. What I'll usually do is I will like sneak up behind it, I'll hit it, and then I'll just start running and making my way back here. And then once it's here, everybody here will aggro on it, and so you just have to kind of keep around the pal that you want to tame. And as soon as its like health is low enough, you really quickly throw your ball and throw your sphere, and that will hopefully, if you're lucky, capture it. That's a method that I've been using. Sometimes it's successful, sometimes not, because if you're not fast enough, they can potentially kill it before you're able to capture it. And again, too, like if your sphere doesn't capture the pal first thing, like if it pops out of it, they might again kill it before you know. Oh, see, here's like we'll see if we can make this work. We'll see, because I don't have this, I don't think. So we'll just do a quick little hit, have it come after me. And then they're going to attack. And then I'm just going to try and keep around it. And hopefully I'm fast enough. I'm not, like, a really fast person. Like, my reflexes are not that good for this game. And he's dead. Sad face. But basically, if you're faster than me, better aiming, which I'm sure you all are because I'm, like, an old person, you can capture these guys that way as well. So that's just kind of like a little thing to do. And the same thing, like if you find yourself in trouble, come back to your base if you can. And in most cases, if you have like a decent amount of pals there, just the sheer number of them should be enough to take care of the problem. So there's that as well. And besides that, another tip is that you're going to want to build a when you first like emerge into, when you first spawn into the game, you're like right up here, and it tends to be the first day tends to go by really fast, at least for like single player. If you're joining a multiplayer server, I have no idea like if you might be loading into when it's like nighttime, and nighttime sucks when you're like early on without any kind of protection, because the cold will kill you, and if you don't have a torch, you're gonna like slowly die to death. So I always recommend when you're first in the game, when you first like load in, one of the first things you should do immediately is build a primitive workbench. Like as soon as that's unlocked, as soon as you can do that, build it. Even if it's not where you want to build your base, just build it so you can build a torch. And as long as you have a torch, you'll be fine. Like you can survive the cold with a torch. So just kind of like have that be like one of the first things that you do, in my opinion, anyways. And then you can go ahead and start searching around for like a possible base location. Now another little tip is I'm gonna recommend unlocking the bow and some arrows as quickly as you can, just because if you want to like knock out a pal to capture it, you have to use like your club or your bat, something to like bring down its health, and it's usually just you on your own at first. Like you might have like maybe a pal or two in your party, but it's primarily just you until you start building up your army, if you will. And the club kind of sucks because you have to get right up into them, and a lot of them run away, and some of them are faster than you. So like it's kind of like if you don't sneak up on them, you're kind of in a world of hurt trying to keep up with them. So if you make the bow and the arrows, you can just hit it from afar. And this is helpful for if you're solo, because you don't have to worry about running after them or getting super close. You can just run up a little bit, shoot, run up a little bit, shoot, and eventually their health will go down. Or if you do have a party available, a party of pals, you can have one out, shoot the thing that you want to like have it aggro on. It'll go after it, and then it will start to bring its health down, and then you're ready to go. And you don't have to worry about chasing after it with a club, basically. So as soon as you can, make bows and arrows. It's just a lot easier, in my opinion, to at least bring down the health, or at least have your pal go after it to bring down the health. And also, it allows you obviously to get like the flying pals that are out there too. There's a few of them around. You really like they very rarely land, and even if they do land, they go back up in the air. So having a bow can also help you take those guys down as well. Now, what I love about this game is that it really rewards exploration. So another thing that I would say, like just for starting out, like after you have a torch, obviously, feel free to like explore the map. The map's pretty big. There's a lot around. There's a lot to look at. All these little islands. And the cool thing about exploring is that like there's a bunch of stuff for you to pick up, and they all kind of load randomly, like each day. So like you'll find spheres, for example, just hanging out on the ground for free. So you can like keep a pretty good stock. Like I only have 2, but like I had like a good like 10, and most of those were just spheres that I just found laying around on the ground. So like take a look around at what's around you. And you can also find like eggs, which are really just free pals. As soon as you make like, oh, speaking of eggs, there's one right there, a dark egg. That's awesome. Um, so and these, like I said, they're just like randomly there. So as soon as you make like the incubator for the eggs, you can get like a potential free pals from there. And look, here's a sphere right here. Boom. And I've also found like the mega spheres as well. They seem to be a little bit rarer spawns than like your typical spheres. So, but they do spawn. I have seen them spawn in the grass areas and whatnot. So they're out there. But you can also find like lore in the world. You can find treasure chests that usually have some pretty decent items in them as well. Like I have gotten mega spheres from those, for example. Speaking of a chest, oh my goodness, I'm just like talking things into reality. Can I get a like dragon pal? Can that happen for me? This seems to be the luck. So we got small pal souls, some gold coins, and some spheres from that one. Which is, you know what? We'll take it. We'll take it. There's something shiny over there. I'm really curious. Like, this game has, like, glimmers, and I'm just like, must know what this is. Let's go take a peek, shall we? Oh, it's just like the rock. It's just the rock. Okay. That was less exciting. But, it is what it is. We got some interesting, arrays over here too. But yeah, so explore, take your time to just like look around. There's a lot of fun stuff. Obviously there's like more different pals in different biomes, but you can get rewarded just by finding treasure chests and whatnot and getting some new items. So good times there. There's also outposts out here in the world. I'll see if I can walk to one. I'm a little bit away from home now, but there's my base just so happens to be near an outpost spawn location. But these outposts are full of like the NPC enemies. So for me right now, it's like syndicate thugs. That's kind of like the region I'm in. I don't know if like different regions have different NPC enemies. I haven't really explored beyond this area just yet. So I'm excited to do that, but I haven't gotten there yet. And these outposts, it looks like it does because I'm seeing smoke. You can tell they can tell what they are by the smoke little symbol, well, smoke wisps going up into the sky. And what they are, I'll actually just quick fast travel over there because there's a fast travel point very close to it. But it's basically like literally like an outpost, like a wooden structure, and there are thugs in there, or some kind of NPC like enemy. And we'll just go right there. And, I clicked on me, apparently. I went in a loop, is what I did. Let's zoom in so that doesn't happen. There we go. And they, have a pal in them, usually, like a caged pal. So once you clear out the thugs, you can take whatever creature they have in the cage. Let's go ahead, and that's actually how I got, we'll pull them out now because we're going to need them. This guy here, he was in the cage, and I freed him, and now he's mine. So, we're going to go ahead and see. Oh, we've got something in there, something big in there, like a big old whale right there. So let's go ahead and do some work here. We're going to go ahead and clear this outpost. Bye. And then our guy here will do some work. Oh, don't accidentally kill that guy, please. Thank you. I'd like to keep him. I wish I had my bow, but I do not currently. Or rather, I don't have any arrows. I have a bow, but I have not. I need to stock up on arrows. So we're just going to do this old style with our club here. While these guys are focused on my big boy. Ah, amazing. Thank you, buddy. So good. All right, is that everybody? Looks like it. There's our friend there. I think he was fighting the other one over there. All right, you go away real quick for me, pal. All right, so here's our guy. So if we go ahead and release this, he will automatically join us. Boom, he is ours. And what is he? He is a Dumod. When too relaxed, the reaction time drastically declines. Even if it were sliced from head to tail, it probably wouldn't even realize that it should be dead until the next morning. That's really funny. So we have like that guy now, which is pretty fun. So like if you see these outposts, by all means, try them out. See if you can do them, because you could potentially get a free pal out of it. And it's just kind of fun too, let's be honest. Which is awesome. So another kind of like starter tip as well, this is kind of like, I guess like the second to last one really, is leveling. And I'm going to have a video about how to like quickly level, which you might find helpful, hopefully. But your level determines how high your party can level, as well as those in your base. Like, because I am a level 12, these guys can only go up to 12. If they were... Let's say they somehow got more experience than I did. Like if I ended up capturing like a level 13 or 14 pal, they would automatically go down to a level 12 because they have to match you. And that's kind of like how that works. So if you want your pals to be stronger, you are going to need to make sure that you yourself are leveling up. Otherwise, you know, you're not going to get the most out of your pals. So focus on yourself leveling first, and then you can focus on your pals leveling up, because otherwise it's just kind of like backwards in a way. Besides that, you might hear, now and then when you're kind of walking around, you might hear like a weird kind of like shimmering sound, and that indicates that there is a lucky pal out, and I happened to hear that sound, and that's what this guy ended up being. He was a lucky pal. He's gigantic. That's how you know they're lucky, is like they tend to be like bigger than what the standard whatever critter that is. So like he's a tansy, I believe is what he's called, and normally they're like half that size, maybe. Look at putting the thing on his back. I love that. But he was way bigger, and he was surrounded by his tansy friends too, so I had to take them out, and then I managed to knock him down and then capture him. Wasn't the easiest thing to do. Wow, our Fixie is going to town with all these spears. Wow. Never have to make those again. Jeez. Anyway, so if you hear like a shimmery sound, just like try to go towards it. You can kind of tell like the direction that it's coming from, so follow the sound, and you'll probably find somebody who's kind of got like glitters going on, or like they might be like glowing in some way. Like he's kind of shiny. I don't know if that's just like him or if it's the egg, but he does his little thing. And try to take him down if you can, because I'll show you his stats. We gotta go over here. And he ended up being pretty gosh darn nice stat-wise. We'll take a look at him here. Yeah, like he's lucky, so he's got like a, because he's a lucky pal, so he's got like a plus 15 work speed, a plus 15 attack speed. He's a positive thinker, which means his sanity drops 10% slower, but he is a coward, which means he doesn't do like the best, which is why he's here. He's not out in the world with me because he doesn't have the greatest attack. And he happens to be, you know, as Tansy, he already does like a lot of stuff. So the fact that he's also like these things means he's really productive for me, basically. He's pretty great. And his stats are a little bit more boosted too, beyond like what a typical Tansy would be. So, you know, amazing for him. So if you hear that, try to get it if you can. They spawn randomly. But they're well worth the effort if you can get them down. So that's about it. So quite a few starter tips, and I could give you so much more, but I don't want to like go on and on and on. This could be like an hour-long video at that point. And some of the stuff, you know, you got to find out for yourself, I would say. But if you do have questions, or if you're a little curious about this strategy or that strategy, do let me know in the comments. Do ask me. I'm more than happy to, you know, give you my advice, or, you know, somebody else might chime in with some advice too. Love community stuff. Let's, you know, keep the conversation going and all that. But until next time, thanks so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Until then, keep surviving and keep thriving.